today. I know it means so much to me, and I know that Chris will love it in his own self-deprecating way. He'd be like, yeah, whatever. But he would really take it in. As all of you have said, Chris loved life, and he lived a really full.
In the mic.
Full and passionate and fulfilling life. Is that better?
Yes.
So I first met Chris when I was 15, and he was 17. I knew of him, senior, big man on campus. I knew of him, but I didn't know him. And we were at a dance, and he actually asked me to dance. Yes, I know you won't believe this, but Chris was a dancing machine back in the day. Non-stop dancer. We would go out, we'd be dancing all the time. And after that, we started dating pretty seriously for a few years. Fast forward to 2003, we reconnected, and a couple years later after that, we started dating again, and the rest is history. So I want to show you something that Chris sent me. Chris said, it really solidifies our love. It says, I do my thing, and you do your thing. I am not in this world to live up to your expectations, and you are not in this world to live up to mine. You are you, and I am I. And if by chance we find each other, it's beautiful. Now that was written by Fritz Perls, the founder of Gestalt Therapy, which was be in the here and now, be with your feelings, become a whole person, share what you are, fragmented parts of you, connect. So it was and that's very Chris. Now, you might not know this, but Chris sent me that in 1970. When I was 16 and he was 18. I remember my mother, who was up at Vermont Academy, and we were writing letters, and she's like, here's another letter, and she got that one. It was just like, now he's sending posters. Okay, what is it? But she was very impressed. She loved Chris. Even then, he knew, as did I, that the beauty of our relationship and love would be letting each other be ourselves, and accepting each other for who we were, and supporting each other in being our best selves. I truly think that one of Chris's greatest gifts was seeing another person, seeing all of you for who you are, and accepting you with no judgment. Of course, a little sarcasm, a little bad, or all of that, but a hard time, but no judgment. So many times people say to me, even when they've only met Chris once for the first time, he is so real. There's no pretense. What you see is what you get with this guy. That he seemed comfortable in his own skin, and that he let them be them, and that they felt comfortable around him. That gift of living you are you and I am I is rare. I think in some ways it comes from the challenges we face of going through the school of hard knocks and coming out the other side and knowing who you are. Chris, like all of us, has had some triumphs and some challenges in his life. He's learned a lot from those times, and in some ways he is from that school of hard knocks. Because of that, I believe, he could really accept others for who they were. This didn't mean that he was easy on you. Didn't mean that he didn't make fun of you. Didn't mean that he kind of did his thing, sarcasm and everything. But he would be the first to cut through the bullshit and tell you like it is. And he was also be the first to be a listening ear without passing your judgment. And in that, Chris is my best friend, who knew me inside and out. I could not get away with anything with him. Come on, Joe. Interestingly enough, the same things that I loved in him at the age of 18, the qualities that made Chris, were the same ones that I saw when we reconnected. He was funny as hell and made me laugh, and everyone around him laughed out loud every single day. He was irreverent, kind, grumpy, surly, goofy, quick-witted, and so loving and affectionate. And he really lived life with a passion. In the last few years, when he was dealing with his health, he taught me so much, especially what it's like to face immense challenge with a brave and hopeful and gracious spirit. In the most difficult times, he dug deep inside and continued to be grateful for each day with the strength and optimism that's still amazes me to this day, and made me love him even more. He never really wanted people to feel sorry for him or to think that he was suffering. In some ways, he would tell me that his struggles made him actually stronger and more motivated. And even though he was feeling so much stuff, he just at one point he goes, I want to be one of the people who makes it through, who survives. So these days of struggle, they actually made him stronger and more motivated, but they definitely made him more grateful for each day, and especially for all of you. He was so moved by all the love coming his way in his last year. When talking or visiting with his friends and family, when he and someone was thinking about him, it just really, really opened his heart. I used to read him some of the emails or texts or saying that someone had called and said, let Chris know this. I'm thinking about him. And it actually got to the point when I said, do you want me to read you this note? He would say, will it make me cry? And I said, yes, probably. And sure enough, he would feel all the love and get a little teary-eyed. He was so appreciative and felt so supported. In some ways, as he got weaker, his heart got stronger and more beautiful. His friends and family, all of you, were everything to him. And he would want you to know how much he loved all of you. And that he truly knew how much you loved him. On the last 2 days of his life, I was telling him that I loved him. And he says, I love you too. He says, but I love everyone. So it was this. And finally, Chris, thank you for making your mark in my heart, and for loving me, and for letting me love you, for being you and letting me be me. And thanks for leaving your mark on this earth. This world is more honest, loving, forgiving, fun, and no bullshit place because of you. This world is also more beautiful because of you. And it will be even more beautiful when the Red Sox kick the Yankees' ass tonight. I want to end with a final quote that I know Chris would love. Though it pertains to golf, I also think it pertains to wellness. Golf is 20% mechanics and technique. The other 80% is philosophy, humor, tragedy, romance, melodrama, companionship, camaraderie, passiveness, and conversation. And as the beautiful Navajo prayer says about beauty, the beauty way, with beauty before me I walk. And that's that inner beauty that Chris, I know, saw in all of you and that he shared. And saw in me and I saw in him. With beauty behind me I walk. With beauty above and about me I walk. It is finished in beauty. It is finished in beauty. So when you walk today, you maybe look, and you see something beautiful, you hear something beautiful, maybe just say, prayer for Chris, it is finished in beauty. Thank you.
Got a dry eye on the house.
Amen.